Welcome to episode 2 of Steam Qway. I was cleaning up some of my files on the hard drive, and I came across my video that I'd uploaded called Steam Qway. And I thought it was super funny. And so I thought, I should do that again. And everyone's out of the house, so I'm thinking, could do that now. I could do something now. Why not? Why not that? But if we just go through the Qway, I mean, that's kind of boring. The Discovery Qway, because we know how that goes. It's just going to be sad. But if we click New and Noteworthy, I think, no, maybe it's under your store. Oh, where is it? I don't remember. Here it is. New Releases Qway. Instead of a regular Steam Qway, this is brand new stuff that's up and coming. So the chance of finding a hidden gem, in theory, is better. So let's start out free. That's a red flag for me. Anything that's free. Now, maybe because it's a demo and it's going to not be free, but almost every time it's free, it's because it's just trying to get you hooked, and there's something. Now, that might not be the case with this. It has six reviews. All right. Strategy, puzzle, simplified graphics, which is fine, by the way. I'm not complaining. But, so I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm not going to add it to my library. I already have enough games that I don't play. Let's look at, that's a cute little monster. This is, I can't quite make out what that animation is. There's obviously a tail. I think she's sitting down. A cute little dog. Not much in the way of a description, but maybe it doesn't need one. So, maybe it's going to be cool. But we'll pass for now. Now this one is $1, which means it's no good. It's not worth your time or your money. It's a puzzle game, but it looks like a sliding tile puzzle game or something. Maybe there's a unique twist to it. I can't bother. But that's with the new release. Most of the stuff here is sketchy at best. I'm not going to say garbage. I'll say sketchy at best. Experimental. Let's call it experimental. Okay, for this, VR. I don't have VR. Maybe in the future. But my first experience with VR is probably not going to be Zombie Ants. Mostly because I can't afford a VR system. And so, if I get one, it probably won't be one that can hook to my computer. It'll probably be the cheapest variation, like the Quest, even though it's tied to Facebook, and I don't care, and I don't want to be tied to Facebook, and it'll require an account, and I'll only be able to play their games. I think you can connect it to the computer somehow, I don't know. But that's, if anything, what I could afford. Okay, so ignore. Next. We are looking for gems. This almost looks interesting, except as I look closer, it looks like it's a Minecraft wannabe. Meaning it's about mining, it has blocks, could be fun, could be interesting, but honestly, I don't have time for could be. I need the good stuff. So I'm going to ignore it. Now, if I've made a mistake, if developer WoW Games actually makes nothing but the best, top, amazing things, let me know. Maybe we'll check it out. Problem being, $30. That's a bit much for an experimental something or other. I do like the coins flipping, or whatever that is. One of them looks like a bomb, so I guess there's bombs. You know what? We got to stop looking at it, because I might change my mind. Okay, hold on. What? This looks interesting as an experimental. Probably. And it's free, so that's the right price for an experimental game. Is what the internet does to people. Bring the internet to your desktop with the stunning 8-bit graphics. You don't... That's very GeoCities, though. I have to give you some points there. This looks like a website that used to exist, and it's beautiful. I'm going to have to ignore it. I can't let myself have the internet on my computer. It's already bad enough as it is. Okay, first off, this first screenshot looks really nice. There's no video, which I don't care, but as someone who's putting something on Steam, you're probably told, you gotta have a video. I'm pretty sure things can't get on Steam unless they pass some kind of initial approval or validation or something. So the fact that anything is even here is questionable. Like, how did this? This looks interesting-ish. It looks like something that would have been on Windows 95, which isn't a bad thing for me, but I can't imagine this succeeding for multiple people who were younger and used to today's stuff. And it might just be a point-and-click, find, visual novel, sci-fi. Yeah, not my jam, but the art style's interesting. This, I'm just going to say no, and here's why. The ease, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. The ease at which you can put together any kind, way too long intro on the logo, any kind of like 3D shooter. I mean, could I do it? I could find a program that lets me do it, and I could probably drop in enough assets from different sources that it would seem unique, not taking the time to make them myself. If you could do 3D modeling, like if you are the person who made a game like this and you learned the skills to make the assets and texture them and lighting and all that stuff, awesome. Those are skills you can carry forward. But it's too easy. It's like an RPG Maker game. There's some really great RPG Maker games, but there's also a lot of RPG Maker... Great example, YouTube videos. There's some really great YouTube videos, but there's a lot of YouTube videos of people just doing nonsense things that, why would you sit there and watch them? Case in point. $60? What? Okay, it's D&D-esque. Rich fantasy world, loved by fans for its deep tactics. So it's a pre-existing thing. Age of Fear. What else do you make? Nothing I recognize. And a couple things that are spicy. Here's why I don't like spicy. If you need to... Children. I'm going to use the word sexify, okay? If you need to use attraction to make somebody like your game, rather than what your game is actually offering, then doesn't mean automatically that your game is trash, but it might mean that your game is trash. This does not look like trash, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. This looks really in-depth. For the right person, it must be an pre-existing thing that I'm just not aware of. So for that, if this is your jam, that's pretty cool to get something really updated. Okay. Flyto, 3D realistic looking, open world, racing and flying bird game. Interesting combination. I don't know. I kind of like futuristic racers just because they're wild and out there. This is unique and different. If you love birds, I don't know. The problem with this type of game, not this game specifically, but maybe this game specifically, is this is the type of game that you could kind of just spit out of a making program without much effort. Not saying this didn't have effort. Could be a lot of thought put into this game. I don't know. But this is the problem. This is the problem with the new releases, Qway. System Shock. Let's view the page. I did not play the original System Shock, but I imagine, for someone who did, this is really cool. And sometimes I am looking for a good first-person shooter. I don't like a lot of the modern-day first-person shooters because they tend to be more realistic. I like the more arcade-like shooters. But, don't mishear me, not the ones like Gungeon where there's just everything going on everywhere, because I can't follow what's happening in those. But something like this could be worth checking out. $40. I'd maybe pay $10. Probably pretty quickly. So, just so we don't walk away with nothing, let's add this to our wish list. And it'll be there for when this goes 75% on sale. Which might happen. And then maybe we'll check it out. I never played the original. I just know it was an incredibly popular game. A lot of simulator games have become popular in recent days. In recent days is probably years at this point, honestly. But it definitely wasn't always the case. At least it doesn't feel like it was to me. And so this looks quite interesting for someone that's into this sort of thing. See, I'm always trying to say something nice. But most simulator games are just a bit too much for me to keep track of. Okay, this looks like an experimental game. Rediscover a lost island with mysterious creatures. I mean, I'm not interested. Maybe if these are marble creatures and they roll around and they do something interesting. Restarter Shimra. Is it like Pokemon? Yes, it's like Pokemon. There are games, well established, like Pokemon, and if you sit there and play the game, there are clearly things that you could change and enhance and update or fix or modify to make it a better game. But you have to kind of, at least for me, I would have to sit through and play through a bunch of them and take notes as I'm doing it, because it's more stuff you kind of run into. And if someone did that, like, here's my own unique spin on the take of that, I mean, that could be interesting. And maybe that's what this is, but I think graphics are really important for me. I know not everyone feels the same. And I know it's not the most important thing. But well-polished graphics are a must, I think, personally, for me to be able to keep my focus. And then we finish. And look what we did. Here's a great example of something in new releases for an existing game that I would consider is well put together, that I also happen to own, even though I never played it. I bought it for my son so he could play it. Not sure how much it's going to cost, but we'll check it out when it's out. So that is Steam Qway Episode 2. If you have any questions or recommendations or wandering thoughts or a random favorite word, go ahead and put it in the comments below, and I'll probably read it eventually, within a week, because I won't get the notification, and then I'll remember, hey, I should check on my comments and respond to everything that's there.